Hello, everyone. Welcome to session 4.0, Mission Impossible Collaboration. I'm going to hand you over now to the speaker. And if you've got any questions, please put them in the chat and they'll get answered at an appropriate time during the session. So over to you, Hazir.
Thank you, Stuart. Welcome, everybody. Actually, this is going to be a recorded session as my co-host Sudeep is traveling today. We decided to record a video to be on the safe side, and I'm going to start the video. As Stuart mentioned, please go ahead and use the chat section. If you have any questions, we will try to answer right away.
Hi everyone, thank you for your interest and for joining our session today. I hope you already enjoyed this fantastic event. I'm Hazir Çağın Bektaş. To briefly introduce myself, I'm a software engineer at the Broadcom Mainframe Software Division. I'm actively involved in the mainframe modernization product portfolio, where my team and I are dedicated to modernize every possible aspect of mainframe systems. It's from coding to automation. As you may guess, I will be taking the role of modern mainframe developer today. As outlined in the abstract, our focus to explore the collaboration aspect of the mainframe software development journey. Today, we aim to demonstrate the potential for collaboration in daily mainframe tasks and ultimately assess whether the collaboration has evolved into a positive state in today's context. And we'll try to showcase if this mission is really impossible or a walk in the park. I say we all the time. I'm here with my colleague and a very nice friend, Sudeep.
Hi everyone, thank you for joining our session today. I am Sudeep Chaurasia, also a software engineer at Broadcom, working with core mainframe products. So we'll move to agenda. In this session, we will illustrate the collaboration between modern mainframe and core mainframe developers as we work together towards a common goal using various tools. We will delve into a practical scenario by showcasing a small application development project called Dogos. The mission entails enhancing the Dogos application, beginning with the core mainframe developer initiating changes and transitioning the pending work to the modern developer. We will then explore how the modern mainframe developer carries the project to completion. Lastly, we will summarize our findings in the wrap-up segment, followed by an opportunity for open questions during the Q&A session.
Thank you, Sudeep. To simplify the matters, we will be utilizing a straightforward and very lightweight COBOL application. We call it Dogos. It's being used in our imaginary dog shelter, where the team updates an input dataset whenever an adoption happens. At the conclusion of each day, the batch application runs to produce a report displaying the daily count of adoptions for each recognized dog breed. I know it will be more straightforward for these screenshots. Here how our input dataset looks like. We have defined dog breeds here, and here we have the number of adoptions for each day. And at the end of the day, our COBOL application runs here, and it generates this report, and it states the dog breed here and the number of adoptions. Yeah, it's not rocket science, but it's a simple and very good candidate for our demonstration today. Let's see what's going to be our mission.
As you can observe, the report currently lacks the index column. Therefore, the enhancement request is to include an index column on the leftmost side of the report. So I will demonstrate the core mainframe changes. So I'll share my screen. Okay, so now what I'm sharing is an Endeavor source control management product. We will be using this for our code changes. First, I need to show you the Dogos application. So this is our Dogos COBOL program, and it's currently in a QA stage. So let's run this program. So here it's a simple JCL to run the Dogos program. And here is our load library. This load library is currently pointing to Endeavor Q 2 stage. So that's why the changes will be pulled from Endeavour. And this is our input data set. So if I run this, okay, it's an input stage. I'll change the class to make it quicker, but it ran. Okay, so let's see the output. So as you can see, the output is in outrep dataset. And here you can see the breed and the dog name and when it is adopted. Also in the GSIL, I want to state that the input is in ADOPTS and output is outrep. So that's why we can see the output report in outrep. Okay, now let's enhance this output report so that we can add an index in front of this. So we are back in Endeavour. So first thing that we will do is we'll create a sandbox to make the changes. So let me make the name as demo. And this is a sandbox. And I will create that. And I need to supply the syscid and the comment. So demo is fine. I will enter a description, adding index column. Okay, now the sandbox has been created. Now I will use the sandbox and make the changes to our application Dogos. So I will make the changes in edit mode. Okay. So now, so our Dogos is a COBOL application, and this is the file control statement. As you can see, the ADOPTS, which is the input, read, and outrep is the output, where we are producing the output. So this is the file control, and then there are few working storage variables that's required for generating the report. But if we go more down, then we will find adopted result, and there this result is got printed to the output. So there I need to add a column. So first what I will do is I will add a variable called dog index, and I will say pick of s 9 of 2. Okay, and that's all. So I've declared the variable, and what I will also do is I will add a space in between so it will look like this column. So now I have declared the variable. Now I need to, what I was thinking, so what I can do is I will initialize this variable and then I will increment it by 1, and that's how the column will be created. So I have added the variable. This was the procedure division. And now this is the move statement. So what I will do is I will repeat this and I will initialize the value dog index. So I did the initialization, and now I need to add while writing the output. So if I go down, there is an open input, right? So there is open output, there is a read adoption, and there is the write adoption. So here is writing is happening. So let's assume that the first record has been written, and then I will increment it by 1. So what I will do is I will add 1 to dog index. So I guess that's all my changes. So let's see. Let's revisit my changes. So first thing is I will declare a variable, add a column, then I will initialize it with 1. This is not my changes, this is not my changes, and this one is where we were incrementing 1 by 1. Okay, so we are good for now. Giving pf3, saving it. Linking it. Okay. Now what I will do is I will run this Douglas program again. So I've already prepared a GCL for that. Now this is D1. It will run from the D1 stage from my sandbox demo, and it will produce an output. So let's see. Okay, so it ran. Very good. 0. Let's see the output drop. Okay, so I can see an index column has been added. Space is there. But the values is incrementing is starting from A rather than from 1. It's from A to I. So I guess that's a bug that I have introduced, or it's not working as it's expected. And I will hand over this work to Hizir, our modern mainframe developer, and let's see how it takes it from here. So I will stop sharing. Back to you, Hizir.
Thank you, Sudeep, for all the change, and I will take the work from this point. Let's see if I will be able to fix this ABC issue. So from now, we will continue with the modern mainframe developer experience. I will be using my favorite set of tools and IDEs and things like that. Here is my VS Code IDE. That's what I will be using for changing the COBOL application. The COBOL code Sudeep has started to edit. As he mentioned in the very beginning of the session, very beginning of his part, he used Endeavor Source Control Management System, and I will be using the Explorer for Endeavor extension for VS Code, which will show me the sandbox that's Sudeep created on the mainframe. I already have the mainframe connection information here to my R&D system. Only thing I need to do is I will create a new inventory location that Sudeep has created for development. Let's create it and let's name it Doggos Dev Inventory. Those are the web applications that Endeavor servers are using. I will go with this one. The stage was dev 1 and it was demo sandbox. I will use Asterix to get everything, and let's see what we will get. Perfect. So let's see what we have here in the COBOL application. Let's start editing. Okay, we retrieved the COBOL element to our local here, so we can start development immediately. But before start changing the code or trying to understand what was wrong, I will try to see the history, the difference between the initial version of the COBOL code and the change coming from Sudeep, so I can understand what's going on here. So what I see here, he added this dog index column here. He initiated the value here, and of course he is printing the value in the very bottom of the application. And I think something catched my eye. Here, instead of move, it is supposed to be add for this dog index variable. Let's start with this change, and I'm hoping it will fix this index problem. Only thing I need to do is remove this move here and edit. And as you can see, we have the recommendations coming from the COBOL language server here. It is showing the keywords and it is showing the variables defined in the upper side of the program. I will save this one. I will not change the sandbox location. I will just overwrite Sudeep's change. Let's call the CCID demo. Let's say bug fix for index value. And let's generate the element. So the first thing is it's uploading all my local chains to the Endeavor location, and it generates the object modules. And as a next step, I will generate the load libraries. I will use the demo CCID again, generate load libs, let's say. Okay, we are ready successfully. To be able to see the change or see the result once again, I will be using Zova Explorer extension here in my VS Code IDE again. I have the connection to my mainframe, so only thing I need to do is specifying the dataset, PDS dataset, which contains our JCL. It is this one. Let's search for it and let's see what we are gonna get. If you remember, it was a run D1. This is our JCL content. Highlight comes from the JCL language server this time. And I'm gonna submit this JCL without changing anything because it's already mapping the dev1 stage. Just submitted the job and let's try to see the result. It's in the input queue. Still in the input queue. I think we have a busy mainframe today. Okay, we have the result, but there is an event. It's SOC7. I have no idea what's that. So I will try to figure out what's going on here. I will be using SimDump Event Analyzer for mainframe extension to figure out what's going on. So this is my job submitted by me right now, and let's see the report to figure out what's wrong. I have a report header here. I will try to skip the boilerplate part. So we have append. The append code is right, just we saw. So data exception, a numeric field contained and non-numeric data. And we have a couple of possible causes here. And here in the bottom, we have a couple of recommendations for how to fix it. Review the correct and possible causes. So here it says the problem comes from the line number 122, and surprise, it's the line I just changed. If I keep scrolling down, it is saying that the variable dog index has low values, S9 of 2, and here on this line, it says this is not numeric. Yeah, this is a low value. So what I will need to do is, changing this definition to from S9 of 2, I will remove the S and then I will make it 9 of 2, and maybe adding some initial value will help it. Okay, I think I'm done with this report for now. I will go back to Explorer for Endeavor. Now I will edit the COBOL program. I will retrieve it from Endeavor to my local, and here is the definition, here is the code line. Actually, this is not causing the problem, but the definition is causing the problem. So if I click my command key and click on the variable, I will come to the definition. I will remove this S keyword from here, and it will be 9 of 2. And let's add a default value as 0, and hoping that this will work this time. I will save this one, not changing the location. CCID demo, command bug fix. This is not helping, but I will generate the element. This process will upload my change once again to the mainframe Endeavor location. And once again, I will generate the load modules. Let's say demo Generate load libs. Awesome, it generated successfully. I'll come back to Zowie Explorer and I will submit the same JCL to generate the report. It's in the input queue. It's running right now. And now we have return code 0. Fingers crossed, and let's see the out report. Perfect. So we have the index column here, as you can see, and we have still dog breed name and the number of adoptions. I think finally we were able to accomplish this task to meet the acceptance criteria. I will let Sudeep know about all the changes that I made. And let's go to the next slide. And being said that, slowly we are coming to the end of our session. Thank you once again for joining us today to witness our collaboration journey. Our primary goal was to demonstrate that the collaboration is indeed achievable for developers working on mainframe that use different tech stacks and tools, actually just like myself and Sudeep. And I would like to pause here to invite you if you have any questions or comments that you have.
Okay, I actually really paused the video here, and I will give a couple of minutes if you have any questions. We are here to answer them. All right, I think I can
So yeah,
proceed.
there's nothing. Can you hear me? Is it?
Yeah, I can hear you, Stuart. Go ahead,
Yeah,
please.
good. Yeah, there's nothing in the chat.
Mhm.
I found the demo very good, very interesting. That you're showing from VS Code, everyone has access to all the resources, from the IDE. I think that's. I know that lots of people would say you've only got a split screen and stuff with ISPF, but it is nice to see the other things that you can have in VS Code. So good demo. From a GSE perspective, I would say that there are other dump analysis tools available on the market. There isn't, that was the Broadcom edition, but lots of other vendors have it. So we have to be impartial from that perspective. But yeah, I thought it was a good example. And last November, you did Broadcom actually offered some workshops for using VS Code. So maybe this year you could extend that to include the dump analysis and things. That'd be a really good opportunity maybe for people to get a hands-on of the tools.
Right, noted. Thank you.
So one last chance, everyone. Have you got any questions for our live presenter rather than the recorded one? Doesn't look like it. So great job. Video will be available to watch again in a few weeks' time once it's all been edited. And if you're a GSE member, it will just be behind your GSE credentials from the agenda. So thank you very much again for presenting, and appreciate the effort that's gone into the recording and the content. Thank you.